Hello YouTube friends, Alicia back here. So just a quick update. Um, I woke up I woke up Tuesday morning and my place was flooded. I had water throughout pretty much my entire house. I live in a basement suite. The weeping tile failed due to um, the town's water table, whatever you call it, not being able to take in any more water. We had had a major storm and we've been wet here um, all throughout the summer. And so the water had nowhere to go. I had no sump pump. I couldn't, pump anything out. And like I said, I woke up at about 8:30 in the morning and I stepped in a puddle of water. So I was very overwhelmed, to put it nicely. And I looked around, and like I said, I saw water through about 75% of my house. Not deep water, but what had happened is all my outside walls had water come through. So I had water throughout the whole perimeter of my house, and it had come in probably about a couple of feet. And you guys can imagine the mess because, my basement isn't storage. My basement is my living. Like my house is down here. So I have been cleaning and mopping gravel and water and mud I spent about 3 days cleaning water. My house is still not back to where it needs to be. It is still damp in here with high humidity. And it was, like I said, it was a nightmare. I am grateful that I was, the highest point of water for me was about an inch in my laundry room. And the rest of it was like I could splash on the floor type thing. But there was no, maybe half an inch or less. It was just wet. And like I said, it made for a huge cleanup. I had to take everything away from all the outside walls. I had to wash the floors, dry the floors. I haven't even washed them properly at this point. My bathroom wall needs to be redone. I have mold that's settled in. My bathroom is next to my laundry room, which also, like I said, had the worst amount of water. And so I need to have that one outside wall completely redone. So that is going to be a process, just because I have to wait. Like I'm not capable of doing that on my own. So I am waiting for that to be done. And sorry, I'm not even flipping through. I'm just kind of telling you where things have been at lately. This is a journal actually I have flipped through on previously. I just didn't want to, for you guys to be staring at the floor. I have done some work in it. This is my trashy junk journal that I really do like, and it's just, things that I've had on my desk and stamps that I cut out and whatever. I have done a bunch of things in it actually, but anyways, so that's where things are at. I lost my composition journal that I had just made, I really liked it. I loved how it turned out. It was a lot of work. I lost a number of my papers and things like that for junk journaling. By no means am I short on anything. But I lost 2 cubbies worth of paper with the exception of what I had in a plastic bin because it was on ground level and it was not in plastic. So, I lost ledgers and I lost some of my vintage placemats and my vintage farm ledgers and things like that. I was able to salvage my rice paper, which I was glad for. And a couple of other things, but most of it was a loss. I lost, reams of printing paper, things like that. I lost books, reading books and otherwise, like journal, books for journal making. I lost just some basic things, things like my slippers and things like that were just completely drenched and sitting in water. And yes, I could have washed them, but it was a matter of how much energy do I have for the amount of work that needs to be done. So some things I just chucked. And I still have to figure out getting things to the dump and things like that because I don't drive. I lost a couple of wallpaper books, my huge wallpaper books, fabric sample book. So the loss to me was minimal, but it was still a loss. With that said, I now have space that I didn't have before, and I feel like I don't know how to explain it. I feel like I had so much stuff before that I'm not even in a hurry to replace the stuff I lost. I mean, with the exception of, like my slippers and some of my furniture stuff will need to be replaced as particle board and things like that. It will be, somewhat expensive for me. So yeah, I did not mention that I have particle board coffee station and it is swelled up with water on the one side. I really like it, so will I replace it? I don't know. I also have particle board bookshelves and things like that have swelled up with water on the bottom that in time I may replace. I'm not sure. My furniture should be replaced because this is the second time it's gone through the moisture and the dampness and things like that. But as of right now, I will wash all the coverings, sanitize it with vinegar because vinegar kills molds. So I will continue on the basics of what I need to do. I still need to do, like I said, a lot of cleaning, a lot of organizing, a lot of just getting things back together. But the worst of it is over. So, and like I said, the hardest thing for me was I lost that composition journal that I have made because I was quite proud of that one. I really liked the way it turned out. I really just enjoyed making it, using things up. And so there's things in there that I had used up. And I was glad to have used up in my journal. I had images in there. Some of them were copied, but a lot of them were originals that were vintage. So I can't replace that. But other than that, like I said, I was very blessed. The other thing was I lost a book that I really had been enjoying. It was a craft book on collage, and I think I will just replace that. I lost, like I said, some reading books that I had beside my bed because I wanted to start reading them. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. I flooded. I have, work ahead of me. I have journals I want to make. I have things I want to do, but my gardening is behind. I got out into my garden today in the front. It's just a flower bed in the front. And I did, trim some of that back and kind of get it to look like a garden again. There's a couple more plants I'd like to put in. I'm trying to balance it out. when I started, I had no idea what I was doing. I just planted a bunch of perennials and said, I like these ones. However, anybody with experience gardening knows that you should probably have a plan before you just dump a bunch of perennials in the front. So over the years, I've been trying to get it looking like something. On top of that, I was faced with bunnies eating my front garden and my side garden, and some of it, pretty much completely down. So it is stunted, and that has been discouraging. So I was dealing with that prior to dealing with my place flooding, and I was dealing with, you know, trying to come up with a way and fencing and things like that to keep the bunnies out. The majority of the bunnies are gone. They were domestic bunnies. It's a long story I won't go into. Um, but needless to say, most of that issue is resolved now. So it's a matter of, getting my garden back. My vegetable garden has been taken over with weeds due to all the water we've had. So I have tons of weeding I need to do in there. I have processing of herbs I need to do, soup I need to make from sorrel and things like that. So I have lots of things I need to do that like I said, I am behind on, but I wanted to give you guys all an update on where things were at with me. I don't know when I'll be back on, and I'll have something to share. I really don't know, because I need to focus on getting things in my house back in order. Yeah, so like I said, this was just a quick video update on the fact that my place is flooded. I've been overwhelmed. I am on the home stretch now of getting things back to where they need to be. As far as being cleaned, not even being cleaned, the water being clean and getting the smell in here so that it smells like a basement, not like a barn. Because there's always whatever, basements don't necessarily smell great as it is, but it does not normally smell like a barn. So I have, dehumidifiers and commercial fans and things like that running. And yeah, I hope to see you guys all soon. Hopefully I can have some creative things to share with you, because I have creative things that I want to make. I want to be in my craft room and things like that. But like I said, as of right now, I will be in there, but I won't necessarily be filming because I have things that have to take priority. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you all soon.